I went to my first session on the track. Yeah, I was like, this sucks. I'm really uncomfortable. I don't want to come back.
It can be very intense because people are using their own, you know, grade school variety of biology as a justification for beliefs that they have that aren't backed up because they don't know any trans people. I mean, we make up such a small percent of the population.
There's this huge reluctance about trans women is that people doubt the veracity. People don't think that the transgender experience is real.
As a trans person, you just are always going to live with, snide comments or weird looks, or, that's something you're always going to live with, doesn't matter what.
It is one of those things that sort of throws you into yourself, and it can be very destabilizing to be like, you see people perpetuating that. You're like, am I a fraud? Like, is there, am I doing this for completely selfish reasons or something?
What does it mean when somebody says that transgender women shouldn't be able to play in high school sports?
I think there's this idea, and with all these laws, this idea that it's just happening now. But we've always been here, so it's just like, stop trying to pretend like we haven't,
It's like so wild because I absolutely, got called names, I've had old fucking women screaming at me at registration, like, you're not a woman, you're not a fucking woman kind of shit.
It's the boogeyman of like the man who wants to win at all costs and will claim to be a woman just for the sake of winning.
This sort of idea that men will masquerade as women, which is what a lot of people fear about trans women, right? To gain success in women's sports. It goes back to the 1930s.
You have so many people who aren't like athletes in competition having these conversations, and like you meet anybody who participates in sports seriously, and like nobody enjoys just like shelling a field. Like, that's not fun. Like, that's not enjoyable for spectators, and that's not enjoyable as like an athlete.
If you want to go through all the things that we have to go through, not just like financially, medically, hormones suck, surgery sucks, the social ostracism. If you want to go through all these things just to compete in a sport, go for it.
It really comes into play when trans women win. When they lose, it's just a sign that they're losers, but when they win, it's a sign that they're losers also, but in a different way. They're like men who couldn't cut it or something like that.
This idea that trans women are really just men in a dress is just something that won't go away.
It feels really good to present myself in a very feminine way, and that makes me feel good, just personally. But then it does, someone calls you sir when you're in a dress and makeup and heels, it hurts.